Does West Kelowna suck as much as some people say it does? What is the difference between living in Kelowna versus living in West Kelowna? This video was highly requested by my viewers here on YouTube, and it's based off the question that I get asked almost every single time. Which city is better to live in? Kelowna or West Kelowna? What's up, people of the world? It's Russ the Realtor here with the Mortlock Real Estate Group in Kelowna, British Columbia. In this video, I'm going to be going over the differences between the two cities so you can make an educated guess on which city you think is going to be best for you and your needs. Then you can make up your mind if living in West Kelowna is as crappy as all the people that live in Kelowna say it is. If you're someone that's looking to buy real estate in either Kelowna or West Kelowna, give me a call at 778-392-7238, or you can go to the description. There's going to be a link directly to my calendar there. Book a call with me at a time that works for you. Now let's dive into the differences between Kelowna and West Kelowna so you can see firsthand what city is going to be best for you. First off, a lot of people don't actually realize that Kelowna and West Kelowna are two separate municipalities and that they have their own governing bodies. And this is really easy to distinguish the location of where Kelowna and West Kelowna starts. Kelowna is everything east of the bridge on Lake Okanagan, and then West Kelowna is everything on the west side of the bridge and Lake Okanagan, pertaining to its name, West Kelowna. You probably could have figured that one out. Then you have the bridge, which is the holy crossing between the two cities. First, let's talk about the difference in population. West Kelowna has a population around 36,000 people. Kelowna has a population of 153,000. The median age here in Kelowna is 42 years old, where the median age in West Kelowna is 44 years old. The next thing that's very important on deciding if West Kelowna or Kelowna is better for you to live in is where do you actually work. There's no way of sugarcoating it. For the people that do have to commute into Kelowna that live in West Kelowna, the bridge can be quite frustrating at times. So I would say one of the biggest questions you have to ask yourself is, if you do work in Kelowna, do you want to be making that commute? Versus if you do work in West Kelowna, it probably makes sense for you to live there, and vice versa. If you work in Kelowna, it makes sense for you to stay there so you don't have to go over the bridge. It is probably the biggest con of living in West Kelowna is coming over the bridge. So if you're someone that hates traffic, I would say this is the biggest thing for you to consider when making the move to the Okanagan region. But I always love talking to the clients that I've helped who are from Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, where I share this insight with them, and they say, "Oh, how long can it be a delay sometimes if you're traveling?" And maybe 15-20 minutes on average. A really bad heart of summer on a weekend, this could be maybe up to 30 minutes, which would be really extreme. And they just kind of laugh at it because they've dealt with it their whole entire lives, waiting in traffic, commuting to places. So they think it's no big deal if they were to live in West Kelowna and then actually work in Kelowna. But just for someone who doesn't like traffic and doesn't like getting stuck in traffic, this is something that you need to know about. But certainly the actual traffic here in Kelowna can be no better because with our massive population growth, our infrastructure hasn't quite kept up with it. Do get stuck here in the Kelowna area just because it does not have the infrastructure to match it. Next, let's touch on a little bit about the neighborhoods and the differences between West Kelowna and Kelowna. West Kelowna neighborhoods are located more in the mountain regions, so there's a lot more slopes and doesn't have a very good walkability score for a lot of the neighborhoods in West Kelowna. And you'll see a lot of these houses in West Kelowna do have really sucky steep driveways, so it's something just to know when you're looking at real estate on the West Kelowna side. The walkability score isn't the best, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of slopes. Some people don't mind, but something just to consider. And if you're wanting more information on what the best neighborhoods are in West Kelowna or Kelowna, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and then you're going to want to watch all my other content that I've made here on my YouTube channel talking about what are the best neighborhoods for West Kelowna and Kelowna. And then for the people that are seriously considering buying or selling real estate in Kelowna, West Kelowna, give me a call at 778-392-7238. And then for West Kelowna, going along with it being more in the mountain range and having those slopes, it does have better mountain biking and hiking trails right at your disposal. I know a lot of people that say live in the Rose Valley area in Shannon Heights. They can just go right out their backyard and hop onto a hiking or biking trail pretty much instantly. I am also told one of the very pro parts of West Kelowna is if you're a boat lover. With just the smaller population, the docks don't get as busy, so launching your boat and finding a boat slip does tend to be easier on the West Kelowna side, is what I'm told from the people that own boats here in this region, where if you're going out of the main hubs trying to get your boat out of the water on the Kelowna side, it can be very difficult and you can be waiting in line for an extended period of time trying to get your boat out of the water, and parking is very difficult in these areas here in Kelowna. So that is one very big pro for the boat lovers, is that West Kelowna has better boat access. Just because of its smaller population, it doesn't have as much use, giving you the ability to get your boat in and out of the water a lot easier. Now, comparing the transit situation, Kelowna definitely has better public transit than, say, West Kelowna. It has a lot more bus routes and a lot more buses that operate and are able to get people around more easily on the Kelowna side. And moving into the walkability, Kelowna is definitely superior in this, just because of its more development, that you're going to be able to walk to stores in certain neighborhoods and be able to get all your grocery shoppings or go to coffee shops right at your disposal. Another difference we see with West Kelowna is it does have more First Nations land. So this actually means that it is going to be leasehold land, where the Indian band in the region, different ones, own the actual land and they lease out the property to you. So you just own pretty much the structure of the home, but the actual land you don't own. And every one of these leases is different. You could have one like in West Harbor, where my business partner 𝐂𝐚𝐥𝐿 lives, and that is a beautiful lease, great done. It has like 100 and some years left on it, and it's very in favor of the people that live there, where some leases may not be such in favor of the actual people that own homes in that area. But each one's different, like I said. So if you have questions on this or really big concerns, we'll make sure that we put you in touch with the best leasehold lawyer that can explain all the differences and the pros and cons to buying on leasehold land. And if you're wanting more information on what areas in Kelowna and West Kelowna are on leasehold land for when you're buying property, give me a call at 778-392-7238. I can personally tell you all the neighborhoods that you should avoid if leasehold property is something that you're looking to do, because it does come at a much less of a price tag. So for some people, it is a great option to purchase leasehold property, and especially because property transfer tax does not apply if you are buying on First Nations land. So there is some pros to going not owning the land, the smaller price tag, and not having to pay this land transfer tax, but there's a couple neighborhoods that you do want to avoid. So if you need some help, give me a call. Next, let's move on to the amenities difference between Kelowna and West Kelowna. And so this is where Kelowna does have the superior edge. This would be solely because it does have a larger population, and more development has just naturally happened in this area. And for me, this is why personally I do live downtown, because I do take advantage of a lot of these amenities here on the Kelowna side. First off, Kelowna has the airport, it has the universities and the colleges on this side, along with the hospital, and then it also has the mall. And then the downtown core comes along with a lot of great restaurants and boutique shopping that's available in walking distance. And if you're wanting a good restaurant spot to go here in Kelowna, this is something that me and my girlfriend really enjoy doing, is going out to all the restaurants here. So I can definitely give you a good recommendation if you just drop it in the comments below on what my favorite restaurants are here in Kelowna. Overall, West Kelowna is definitely going to be slower. It has cheaper real estate, more properties with lake views, and typically bigger lots. If you would like to know more on the West Kelowna real estate prices, give me a call at 778-392-7238. And if you're someone who's an avid restaurant goer, work in Kelowna, like to walk around, I would say then Kelowna is probably going to be the spot for you. And as you can see, there's going to be a few differences between living in West Kelowna to Kelowna. And that West Kelowna is still a great place to live, as much as the people who live in Kelowna tend to bash it and talk trash about living in West Kelowna. And for deciding on what area is going to be the best for you to live in is going to come down solely to your personal preference and your needs, if living in Kelowna or West Kelowna is going to be best suited for you. And either way, I would love to help you find the right home in Kelowna or West Kelowna. And I will ensure that you get into a neighborhood that's going to meet your needs and can be perfect for your family. So if you're looking to buy real estate in either one of these cities, give me a call at 778-392-7238. Or go in the description below. There's going to be a link directly to my calendar where we can go over all the neighborhoods that are going to be best in Kelowna or West Kelowna for your family. For all the people that are still on the fence about calling the Okanagan home and don't quite know what city that they want to end up in, well then you're going to want to watch this video next, the pros and cons of living in Kelowna, British Columbia.